Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Beth Ritchie. So glad you're here. So we have some exciting stuff to talk about. Jamie and I, we're going to talk about AI. And that is the hack that we can all use to help our businesses. And even if you don't have like a website or you don't have, you're not a lot on social media, if you're sending emails, this is a really super easy hack for you to use. And it might seem really intimidating because there is so much news out there about AI, right? I mean, it's like everywhere. It's all of a sudden it's just exploded. But if you think about it, AI has been around for a very long time. Whenever you go onto a site and they have a chat bot, that's AI. Hi, Elena, it's so good to see you. When you're driving and there's navigation and the navigation is talking to you, that is AI. It's artificial intelligence. So we've been using artificial intelligence for years and years and years, right? Ever since we've had our phones and everything. But now what's happening is it's really upping the game. So we have some companies that are creating ways for us to put in questions and get back answers, or put in requests like, hey, write me a blog about this. And we get a blog written back about that very subject. But there are some ins and outs about this, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Good morning, Wilma. Welcome. So glad you could be here. So I think to start off, we should talk a little bit about AI. So as I said, it's been around a long time. But when we're talking about today, what Jamie and I are going to talk about is we're going to talk about AI for copywriting and to help you with like your website copy, your social media posts, to help you write blogs, to help you do research, to help you write emails. The one thing you have to understand about AI, it's really cool. Like I will show you, let's see, I'm going to share my screen, but let me get something up so that I'm just not randomly sharing my screen. We will get up. Yeah, here we go. So I'm going to pull up. Oh, here's Kelly. Actually, you know what? Before I pull up anything, I'm going to have Kelly talk to us for a minute and when she logs in, because Kelly just did an email. So if you're on Kelly's email list, you might have seen her most recent email, and she had AI help her with that. And there's nothing wrong with that. All right, everyone, there's nothing wrong, because it's almost like if you look at AI, like you need to research something, right? So Kelly did an email on meditation, and it was on the benefits of meditation. And instead of going and researching, yeah, you've used it to help you write a grant. Great, Elena. I'd love to have you share a little bit about that. So Kelly needed some information about meditation, right? The benefits of meditation. Now she could go on the internet and research it and go, okay, yes, that's what I thought, and go down a rabbit hole. Or she can go on one of the sites that we're going to talk about, ChatGPT. That's chat, CHAT, and then G as in George, P as in Paul, T as in Thomas. Go on there, and then you can say, hey, what are the benefits of meditation in 5 simple steps or something? What you could put parameters. We'll talk more about that. So Kelly, I don't know if you want to share a little bit about how easy it was or how hard it was, or what your experience was with that.
Busted.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's not a bust. And we're going to talk about that too.
Well, it's funny because I had a hard time getting over feeling like I was cheating. And but it was super easy, and really what I just couldn't decide what I wanted to write about. And so, Reiki and meditation. So I was like, well, that's always important. So I just like popped in the difference between meditation and awareness practice. And I had so much information that I really couldn't use it all. So I just kind of backed off. But, I just I asked for like 3 paragraphs, and it was instant. I mean, it wasn't any, let me get back to you kind of thing. It wasn't like a chat or anything, but it went really fast. And then, so I had a lot of good information, and then I was able to, modify it to, what I really wanted to put in there, especially the link to Reiki. So that was really helpful. And And I still spent, I spent more time in the end than I thought I was going to, mainly because I just didn't want it to feel like it was like from a chat bot, that it
Yeah.
was actually, that it had my perspective as well. So like the basics were really good, and then I could link it all to Reiki practices and stuff. And so yeah, it was good. I think well, the other thing was like I was just kind of like, what am I going to write about this week? I don't know. And so then that kind of took the pressure off.
So, and I love that. And a reason I wanted to start with you and this is because an email is something we all send, right? And sometimes we have to send emails where we have to have information or we don't really know how to say it. And this is where Chat GPT can be really super helpful. So I love that you say, Kelly, you felt like you were cheating. Okay. Chat or AI is not cheating, it's helping us. But we're not going to look at it like this is my partner, we're partners, we're going to work together. This is your assistant. So just like if you had an assistant writing something for you, you're going to double check it. You're going to make sure that the information is correct. And before I go in anymore, I want to say good morning to Wilma and to Sharice. Thank you so much for joining us. We're so glad you're here. And Sharice's internet is a little bit shaky, so we may not see her beautiful face. Thank you for letting us know. So you always want to check the information, because here's an interesting concept. I know Chat GPT. I don't know about Bard, which is Google's AI assistant. Okay, great. Wilma, thank you for letting us know your internet's shaky as well. Is that they're pulling information from 2021. So they're not pulling the absolute most recent information. And that's important to note, because when you're creating something, when you're pulling something, if you want to do something that is really recent, right, you may not get that information because the data that's been input into these to the AI has been dated to 2021. So I'm going to give an article to all of you guys that where this it's from HubSpot, and she talks a lot about that, about the problems that she had when she pulled information. Like she wanted some sites, and a lot of the sites that she went to, they weren't even valid links. So AI is going to be really helpful, and I'm going to let Jamie talk to you in a minute about how helpful it was for her, and then we're going to kind of go into it, and I'll show you some examples of AI. But we just always have to remember that when we're going to use AI, we still are going to have to use our brains. We're still going to have to put our voice, like Kelly said. You don't want it to sound like a bot. And a lot of times you'll get it back and it'll sound like a bot. And if you're in a hurry and you're like, oh, I'll just have AI write this, because you can get really used to this, right? It's really good. I mean, some of the things that come back, you're like, wow. I'll show you a really fun one about Kathleen Prasad and about animal Reiki. And you read it and you go, wow, this is great. But if you go a little deeper and you think, okay, I'm going to receive this, what does this really sound like? And it could sound a little, stilted, a little formal, and you want to add your voice to that. No problem, Gabby. Good morning. I forgot to say good morning to you. I saw that you joined us. I'm so glad to have Gabby here. She just graduated from the Animal Reiki for Reiki practitioner class. So really good to have her here. So when we're doing this AI, let's not get too dependent on it. And if you're pulling up like research, you're going to have to kind of fact check it. And the easiest way to do that is you can just put the words verbatim and just put it into Google and say, see what comes up for you. And just make sure it's valid sites that Chat GPT is pulling from. So Jamie, do you want to share a little bit? I know you did a couple blogs and you also did an outline for a class you're going to be teaching.
Yes, I did. And I can't share my screen because I
Oh,
don't.
I think I gave everybody permission to
Oh,
share.
did you? Okay, because I wasn't co-host, so, but maybe I can. Let me pull that up. Anyway, I just want to add that, we are at the very beginning really of AI, but it will change the way we live, just like the internet changed the way we do business. And so rather than being afraid of it, we want to be on top of it, and we want to learn how to make this work for us so we can be successful, because it's going to be a part of our life, whether we like it or not. And it is coming. Oops, what's going on over there? Let me pull up. So the first one, let's see if I can find it. I had it down here. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? So I'm going to share my screen. I don't know where my blog went, but I will tell you about that.
Well, you can just talk a little bit about it. Oh, there
Yeah.
you go.
So I have the Bing AI, which is a graphic creator. And so I went to the chat and I put into it, I would like to
Well,
create.
before you get to the image, Jamie, let's talk about the writing first, because that's where we are.
Okay, I
I don't want to jump around to too much because we're going to get to the imaging, but I was hoping that we could talk about the writing part of it first.
stop sharing then. There we go.
There you go.
So I went in and you have a sheet where, a page, and what you put in is going to determine what you get out. So I would put in, I would like a 500-word blog on meditating with animals. And then it just, and there it was. And it was really good. I did like 1,000-page article on the benefits of meditating with animals. And it took like maybe 10, 15 seconds. And there was an article and there was great information there. So then I thought, well, I wonder if it can do class outlines because I'm creating a class for next spring. And so I just asked it to create a class outline for, and then I would pick my topic because I have the class divided up into 4 topics. So I would say, create a class outline for the benefits of the human animal bond.
And I have that right here.
Oh, okay.
So here we go. So this will be
Yeah.
easier to see. So here is, I don't know if this is the blog one.
Yeah.
And this is what it brought up for you.
Yeah. And this is what it brought up. And it had the benefits. It had different ways to incorporate animals into your meditation practice. Then I just asked it, just because in one of the articles, they talked about this game that was called 2 Truths and a Lie. And I didn't know what that was. So I asked it, what is that? And it gave me the answer. And then I thought, well, I might need, if I'm going to promote this, I'll need a picture. And then I went to another AI, which is the Bing AI. And I just put in create a photo of a woman meditating with a dog. And that's what came up.
Yeah. Isn't that great? Isn't that amazing, you guys? So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. Before we go on, I want to just say good morning to Lori Klein. Lori, you're new. Welcome. We're so excited to have you here this morning with us. So before we go on, because we're going to talk a little bit more about this, and we only have probably about 30 minutes. Does anyone have any questions or any comments or any observations about? Yeah, Beth B.
Are these websites or do you just type
they're
in
websites.
ChatGPT? Okay.
Well, if you
Thank
type in ChatGPT, you can get it, but we'll go to the websites too. I have all the websites pulled up, like the one that Jamie used for the images, the ChatGPT. And we also have an outline that we'll give to all of you.
Okay, thank you.
We'll talk about that. Yeah. Does anyone else have any comments before we go and like kind of dive more deeply into this? Oh yeah, Diane and then Kelly.
Are these AI apps, like, do you pay for them? Are they free?
Question. No, most of them are free or they're freemium, meaning they have a free and a premium price. But the ones that we're going to show you, I think, are all free. A ChatGPT
Okay.
is definitely free. Bing is definitely free. With Bing, you only, for the free, it's a freemium. So for free, you get, I think, 25 photo opportunities, meaning they'll give you a group of 4. So you'll have 25 of those. But the more you test, then the more that, you're going to use your credits. Kelly, and then we'll get to Charisse.
Yes, so I noticed at the end of Jamie's, hers said in conclusion, and mine at the end of mine said in summary, when I got the info, and I'm wondering if that's like a key that it's that it's been done by AI. And it's,
I think
I wonder if you take that out, it'd be less likely that it sounds like it comes from AI.
yeah, and there's also, so just FYI peeps, there is AI detectors. You can put this in and it'll say whether AI generated it.
Oh,
So
really?
if you're using it for emails and things like that, not a big deal. If you're using it for like an article you're going to submit, you might want to be a little more careful. It's not like, I mean, everybody's going to be using AI soon. Like Jamie said, this is, just the tip. We're going to be exploding. I know that Google was going to start punishing websites that had AI, but then Google's got its own AI generator. So they're not, that's not going to last. But there are, it's mostly like for kids who are, I hope my kids don't use it. Yeah, exactly, Diane. Because for kids, my nephew just used AI and he didn't read it carefully, right? So you got to be careful when you're doing it. AI stands for artificial intelligence, Mary Lynn. And we talked about that at the beginning too. So when you listen to it, but yeah, so there's detectors so that professors and teachers can put that through and say, oh, AI generated this, right? And I'm sure that some people, if they're asking you for original content and you're using a lot of AI, they're going to say, hey, they'll use an AI generator as well. So Charisse, yes.
Hi, I'm sorry I'm not on the, oh, good thing I'm not on the camera anyway, but I just find it very interesting because this topic this week, because I teach at a university and AI has been a big topic of conversation at the university. And I'm very against it. So I have been very against it. I say that with the caveat that, against is a very strong word. I'm open, but I'm from the instructor perspective and, the ethical perspectives and the critical thinking perspectives, it does bother me a lot. And I'm just raising it because I've been in a deep quandary all week because my institution told us that as the professors, we now have to embrace it. They were not sure what they were going to do about AI. And now they're saying they're not sure how they're going to do it, but they are going to embrace it in the classroom. So they're going to expect us to be getting on board. So I've had a week of really grappling with this deeply. And then I come to here and I read it, before I got here and I'm listening and I'm going, it does have value. Where is my problem? Where is this core that I'm struggling with from a Reiki perspective? Like, can somebody Reiki me and help me get over this conundrum? And is there a problem with it being used in this Reiki capacity? I get it, and it does have tremendous value and to get our businesses going and whatnot, but is there something that's not being spoken to at a very core spiritual, Reiki level, not spiritual, but Reiki level? And I don't know if that makes sense at all. And I may just be struggling and hoping somebody can put me in the right direction.
Yeah, and I'll ask Jamie to answer with this too. But so here's the thing, and I started off with this when we started the thing, is basically this is your assistant. It's like having an assistant in your office and she's doing the work for you, right? And so then you're going and you're reviewing it. This isn't a replacement for you, for your spirit, for your soul, or anything. And so I want to read what Dee said because this is interesting. It will remain to be seen what the long-term effects of AI will be on culture. Humanity has been losing innate creativity over the years, and there is a real possibility that will be conditioned out by the use of AI, especially from a young age. And that's true. So this is where we have a chance to be incredibly aware of this and still bring creativity to it. So what I love about AI, especially like the images that Jamie's going to talk about that she used on Bing and other ones that are out there, is that, yes, and it has been used for a while in different blogs and websites, Diane, absolutely. That it allows me to be more artistic because now I can say, I want a photo that's got this, this, and this. And on Canva, the one we all use, Canva's using it. So you can literally go on there, tell it what you want in your photo, and it'll bring it to you. And now you can help start creating that. So that's really, you can bring in your own soul to this. It's just like cell phones, right? When they first came, remember science fiction? We were so, oh, everybody's on their cell phone. Oh, this is going to ruin society because you have a phone with you all the time. And it kind of did ruin society a little bit, but then it also helped people get connected. When social media came out, there was all this boo-hooing about, oh, people are on social media, they're on the computer, but it also helped us stay connected with people that were far away. So there is pluses and benefits, just like there's pluses and benefits to everything. But being aware, like what you're talking about, Charisse, being aware at a soul level of how you feel when you're doing it, and being aware of, like, you know, looking at it, what is my problem? Really stopping and saying to yourself, what is my problem with AI? What am I afraid of, or what am I thinking that's going to happen if I use it? I think that that's really important too. And Jamie, I'm going to open it up to you to get your comments on that.
Yeah, and I think, you know, we have to think about our responsibility with this. So yes, this is, you know, this can be very beneficial, and yes, it could be harmful. It has both sides. The up always has a down, and with everything, every advancement humankind has ever done, there's been an up and a down. So that means it's going to be up to us if we have children. Yes, this may, if they did nothing but AI, I could see where it would take away creativity. But as a parent, you still can encourage creativity. We can still be creative. I'm in voice acting classes, and let me tell you, AI is a hot topic there because the voices are getting better and better and better. There's sites out there now where they're like, oh, you don't have to pay a voice actor so much money, just do a membership. We do an AI voice. And will that happen? Maybe. But there will still be those who like the connection with the other person. And they like to be able to say, well, I want you to do this, where you can't always do that with the AI. You don't have the human connection. So, you know, I'm just like, well, let's see. And I think it goes back to us being responsible. Whether or not AI takes over voiceover, to me, it's a very creative activity that I can engage in. And so that's important. And we just have to take responsibility for how we use it and our own creativity. Oh, you're muted, Leah.
What I love what Dee says here. What let's see. Or wait, maybe this is Laura. Okay. Dee says, what is going to be difficult is that since the move to restructure for AI, we have all noticed that there's been a real emphasis to create one size fits all opinions and definitions. The rise in censorship and the punishment for straying off the general consensus is part of the conditioning. Good points. And then Lori says, artificial intelligence, okay, bots and computer generator automatic voices. I'm not a fan. I'm a people person. I like to feel the energy. And, you know, and but even with bots, remember, you can always say agent, please. And then you talk to a person through chat. This is not going to replace us as people, even for voiceover. There is going to be a place in the room for everyone. So that's like saying that, oh, actors are going to be replaced by AI. No, because they're not. What'll happen is that it'll evolve into something. And right now it's scary. Yeah, reminds me of books versus Kindle discussions, right? Which do you like better? There is going to always be human. It's just like when movies went from silent to talk movies, right? Whenever there is progression, something is going to be left out. Something is going to be left behind. And so there is going to be loss, but there's also going to be gain, and there's going to be creativity in that gain. So I want to open up to Elena right now, because I know you've been waiting patiently. Thank you so much, Elena.
Hi. Yeah, I've had a lot of things that have concerned me about ChatGPT, and strictly as it is a language model. I'm wondering where all this data is going, frankly. Someone
Right.
who's concerned about privacy. Frankly, we have no idea, you know, where this data is going. Very well could be in the hands of major corporations. Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for misusing this, and
There is, and I don't
something
want to go too far down that rabbit hole of misuse, because right now, if you're on TikTok, they're using your information. If you're on Facebook, they're using your information. People are using our information all the time. So, but I want to keep it to the AI more because yes, there's obviously there are dangers in everything that we're doing. But, you know, for the sake of just like, hey, we're introducing this, I would want us to stay like that. And I really appreciate Elena. And I would like you to talk about, Elena, is how did you use it for grants?
Oh, I'm helping a friend with a project on film. And I asked it a very specific question about the development phase and how funds are used in film in the development phase and how I could embed that information into a grant. What I realized in this experience was I don't have a background in film. I don't have that background knowledge. So I was wondering, is what I'm getting the truth? Do I want to take the time to search all of this on Google? Because essentially what these language models are, they're just advanced search engines, really. So that was my first red flag. My second red flag was I can see myself becoming really over-reliant.
Absolutely.
This thing, too over-reliant to the point where I got uncomfortable. And I realized the boundaries I'm going to put up for myself are, I will only search for information that I have deep background knowledge in so that I can really tune in on what are the biases in place, what is not factual, take that, rewrite it for my own creative purposes, and really have that critical lens in place as the foundation if I were to move forward continuing to use this.
Yes, I love that. And I think that that's what I said kind of at the beginning too. You can't just say, oh, yeah, I'm going to use this and kind of give yourself over to it. It's really, so I'm really good. I'm horrible at starting something. I'm really bad at starting something. But if you give me something that someone's already started, then I can go, oh, I can start editing, adding my own voice, doing all these things, and then I become more creative. So that's kind of how I'm looking at Chat GPT. And that kind of like you too, Elena, you know, like, oh, like, let's find some information, but not trusting it as this is the be all end all. And I'm giving you an article that talks about do not trust that. So a lot of what we're covering, like the disadvantages and the advantages, is covered in a couple articles that I'm going to give you about this to help inform you. And we'll give you more as we go on and as we learn it. So Jamie had a really good advice. The Reiki presets, especially do not worry, is a good preset to practice when we enter this new phase of AI. And remember, everything is science fiction until it's not. We will have bumps. It's just like in one of the articles, they talk about how the law will be behind this, just like how the law was way behind when the internet came out, right? And so the legal ramifications take a long time to catch up with what's happening. You know, technology is like this, and we're like this. So even though technology is growing, our ability to grow with it is really low and negative based, right? We can't grow as fast as, and it's just like with this Chat GPT, we can see that happening. So Liza, sorry that took so long to get to you. Thank you for your patience.
No worries. So I'm going to bring in something that we talked about yesterday. So yesterday I finished, Wilma and I finished our level 3 research. Well, mine was a research of animal Reiki. And you brought up you said like the exact same thing that my music producer says. So I'm a writer, a songwriter, and I've been having conversations with other writers that are like, I don't know about this, right? You know, I don't think this is good. But my songs, for me personally, come to my head and the melody comes and stuff. But then I'll get stuck on, you know, I need one sentence or, you know, maybe just something to go a little further with the hook. And so I think it will be a fantastic tool. And the thing that Leah said yesterday and that my producer says all the time is that there is not a new idea. Everything is already out there. So my producer always says songs are already out there, just waiting to be discovered. And sometimes we just need a little bit of help. So I was hesitant about it, but you like reiterated that yesterday when you said that, Leah, yesterday, that there's no original ideas. Everything is already all out there. And sometimes we just need help tapping into it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, because and that's, and that's how I'm looking at Chat GPT. Just don't, and I love that all this discussion about the dangers of it, because we need
Yeah.
that, right? We don't want to be all, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. Just go ahead and do it. That's why I really appreciate what Elena was saying. I appreciate what Lori was saying, and Dee, because we have to balance it, right? That's what this is all about. Even with our animal Reiki practice, it's all about balance. Don't go too far to the left. Don't go too far to the right. Stay in the middle, stay balanced, use it as you see fit or can help you. I love how you said it did actually in one of the articles I'm giving you, she had it write a poem for and about a really random subject. And she's like, this is a really good poem. I could never have written this poem. So it's kind of fun too. And you can always, and this is what I would write. And I think this is probably going to be the trajectory. It'll say this was written by AI or this was assisted by AI. And okay, thanks Beth for coming. Beth Ritchie, it was lovely seeing you and having you here. And be sure to check out the replay. So, I think that that's probably going to be a disclaimer that is going to have to be written on some of these things. This was assisted by AI. This was written by AI, whatever that is. I think that is going to have to be just like how we give research credit to people, right? We say, oh, so-and-so says this, and we give a link or we give them credit, right? We'll have to do that with AI, the same thing. And you can say, yeah, exactly, Charisse, that allows for authenticity, accountability, the disclaimer does, right? You can tell people, hey, I use AI to assist me. Now, like with Kelly, she didn't have AI write her entire email. She had AI bring her some research so that she could go, okay, yeah, this is good. And then she probably added her own voice to that. That is really what we're here to share with you, is use these really fun things to help you. Don't let it replace you. That's not what we want. None of us want that, but use it to help. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to have Jamie show again the picture one. And then we'll also, so you'll have to excuse my messy, sorry, and I can't see because I've got too many windows up here. So let me go to Bing and we're going to have Jamie share about that. Let me just find which one it is. Think. Sorry. And of course oh, here we go. Do it easily this way. There we go. So, Jamie, do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Okay, so I set up account, and then where the prompt is, I just put in, what type of picture I would like to have.
So
And
why
I
don't we
tried
do an example?
Yeah. So if you want to put in a woman by ocean meditating with a dog who looks peaceful.
Now, don't worry about writing down these sites because I'm going to give you links to everything. So don't worry about that. So here we go. You just and create. Okay.
This one takes a little longer than the words because but not very long.
And so you can see down here
Mm-hmm.
that it's starting to think about it. And there we go.
And there's what they have. And if you don't like that, you can, try it again. Because especially for, with photographs, sometimes it's hard to get the kind of photos that we would like to use to promote our classes or promote our work, that type of thing.
Okay. Let me show the one with the tiger and you can illustrate that point.
Yeah.
So Reiki with the tiger. I don't know if you want to talk about that, Jamie, about how maybe some of these photos.
Right. So yesterday, Leah put that in. And of course, so here's the point. AI goes Reiki. And what does everybody know about Reiki? It's hands-on. So we see a lot of the hands-on type stuff. But it is a woman with a tiger. And, maybe this one on the top right, it looks like she might be petting it. You might be able to work with that, or you could put in something a little different. And we did a meditation with a tiger. I don't know if that one is,
Yeah.
that one turned out weird.
Yeah. So this, you might get some of this because nothing really exists like that.
Yeah.
This might be okay
Yeah.
with this. And then I think we did down here, Reiki with the dog. You can see again, hands. We're not going to be promoting that.
Right.
So meditation, if you're looking, so there's,
yeah, meditating with a dog.
now,
Those are more appropriate for what we do.
absolutely. And so this is AI, you guys. This is a really fun way instead of, and it's free. So right now, you can go and try to find stock photos, or you could go to Bing, the image creator. And I have a link, and you can go there and do that. I want to show you another one that's super fun. I'm so excited about this one. Let me see. Oh my gosh, did I not? I'll go back over to the outline. There's one here, clean up pictures. So this one is so cool. It's free, another free one. So I'm going to take this picture of Katrina, and you probably have ways to do this at home, but I don't, and I don't want to use Photoshop. So I'm just going to continue with the free one, which was SD. And you can see in this picture, there's a hand. So they have, let me move my toolbar here. You'll see the eraser is clicked, and this brush, this determines how big the brush is. So you can see how big it is there. And if I go smaller, it's that big. And so what you do is you get your little eraser and you put it here against her. And I don't know if they're going to take away some of her fur or not, but then I hit this little button up here and have it go once, and then have it go twice. The hand is gone. So, and I think probably you could see some kind of shadow of it, but if you just need a quick photo and you've got something that you want to get rid of, this is great. And then you just download it. And now I download it, and now I have the photo. Isn't that so cool? That is just like, so that's AI. That's another AI situation. So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute because I want us to generate something together on ChatGPT. And I'll show you some examples of what I did. So who wants to throw out a topic that we can ChatGPT? Anybody? Maud, we haven't heard from you yet. What about you or Gabby? Anything you want to talk about here? Okay, and I don't know. That's we'll have to find out about. That's a good question about the copyright. But I don't know. You know what? But again, Charisse, what I would say is if you get your picture, you should always give credit to where you got it. So even if you get your picture on Splash, you should put Splash images. So you would put, this came from Bing images, right? Just put that for that. And then thank you for your patience. I think this disclaimer is a good solution. Yes. The ethics of chat bot. But I think this is good that we're having this because I wasn't really thinking about the copyright, but you're right. And I think if we're going to use these photos, that we as an ethical community can start raising the bar, right? We can say, oh, this came from Bing images, and put the link to it. We can actually start creating, a structure and a way to protect other people's work through our own community. So, okay, so nobody wants to offer, oh, Kelly, did you want to offer a topic?
I was just going to say, the copywriting of AI imagery.
Yeah.
Since it was coming up.
Yeah, no. So let's do it. Let's do that. Let's go to share. And so ChatGPT, I believe it's just chatgpt.com, but we're also going to have a link there for you. But let me go here. So when you sign in, there's going to be a menu or a picture here, and it's got to have like all these words and all these button stuff. You're going to have a box down here. That's where you're going to put it. But once you are in, then you can just go here and write new text. But I want to show you one that I did. I did animal Reiki experts, right? So I said, who is the leading animal Reiki expert? And as an AI language model, I don't have the ability to provide opinions or endorsements. However, there are reputable animal Reiki practitioners and teachers. And so it was really funny because it said Kathleen, me, and Carolyn Thomas, who is in the UK, which I thought was really funny. And then I said, well, who created animal Reiki? And then it says basically, you know, over time, many individuals have contributed to the development, including Kathleen, who has been instrumental in popularizing the practice and adapting it specifically for animals. So, you know, there is a lot of truth here. I mean, that's all truthful, right? So let's, oh, this is something if you want to do, this is just kind of a side note since it's here. I had this copyright infringement kind of paragraph, right? And it's got all this legalese. And so I said, explain this paragraph in a way a 10th grader could comprehend. And then it wrote, this paragraph is about copyright law. It says that if someone does it, you know, and it kind of explains it, which I thought was really cool. But again, you know, you kind of have to be careful what you're reading. So, oh wait, that was for my friend. So let's go up here. We're going to do a new one. So what did you say, Kelly, that we want to say? Oh, and this is what comes up when you sign in. It's just exactly like this. But I'm going to do new chat. And so right here, send a message. So what did you say, Kelly?
I don't know, we could say something like, what are the ethics around using AI generated content?
And you'll see how fast this is. Oh, how funny. It's not that bad. Usually it's like, boom, it's there. Okay, are still a matter of debate and an ongoing. However, transparency is important, right? Consumers have a right to know. Should attribute the use of the AI generated content appropriately. Crediting the original source of the AI generated content. So see, they're already telling you that you need to credit. So, you know, you want to make sure your photos aren't falsely representing someone like a celebrity or something. Should not infringe upon the privacy rights. Photos to impersonate or defame someone. And fairness. It should not perpetuate biases or discrimination. This includes avoiding the use of AI generated content that promotes harmful stereotypes or discriminates against individuals based on their race, gender, religion, or protected characteristics. In summary, the ethics around using AI generated content such as photos require a balance between creativity and transparency, accuracy, privacy, and fairness. It is important to be mindful of these considerations when using AI generated content in any context. So that was a good one. That was a good answer. Oh, great. Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Kelly. So you see how it came up for that? And I love that it gave us that kind of advice. Is basically what we were talking about. Be transparent. Give the attributes, right, of the content appropriately. Make sure it's accurate. And all of those things. So I think that that's really wonderful. So another one I did was, let me see. I wanted to show you how you can do a rewrite. Like maybe if someone does a testimonial for you or something and you want to do a rewrite. So I said, rewrite this paragraph to avoid plagiarizing it. And this was a testimonial about one of my classes, right? And so it says, I recently took Leah's level 3 training. And then this kind of reworded it, kept the same energy of what this one was originally, but they didn't plagiarize. They used different words to say basically the same thing. I did this same sample on Bard, which is Google's free one. And I'm not going to give you the link to this because I did not like Bard at all. So I said, rewrite this paragraph to avoid plagiarizing it. I recently took Leah's level 3 animal training, and they literally copied the same exact first sentence and the same exact last sentence. And I was like, wait a second, that's plagiarism. You don't want, and actually they pretty much plagiarized this sentence too. They just took out some words, but it was pretty close to being plagiarized. So I don't recommend Bard at all for right now. Maybe they'll improve, but for right now, the chat.openai.com is where we're going to be sending you to do your AI. And then right now I'm doing, it's called Meet Geek. And so Meet Geek is recording this. And what Meet Geek will do is, I'll do the past meetings. Meet Geek will literally summarize your meeting for you. So I'm going to do this. This was last week's meeting that we had on a Wednesday. And let me make this a little bigger. And this is like, so here's like the call outs: mindset in charging services, money is energy, growth mindset, law of attraction. It's telling you exactly where we talked about that. So now you can have this done, and this was free. You get 5 hours for free. You can go, oh, where did I talk about manifestation? Oh, it's at 23 minutes. Okay, I can go to my recording and go right there. And then here's a transcript, right? So you go down here, you get the transcript. It's just like Otter AI will do the transcript. You can switch the layout so that you can look at it. Let's see, side by side. I think that's what I have right now, but maybe not. I don't know. Oh, don't know why it's not giving me that. Oh, there was an error updating it. Okay, so it's not working. But it looks like maybe I have too many windows. So, oh, there we go. There's side by side. So there's the transcript. There's this. There's minutes. If we wanted to do minutes, here they're calling out all of the points that we talked about, and they gave a little summary. So last week's meeting wasn't that, it didn't have a general flow. We kind of jumped around. So it shows in this, but it's also going to help you do better meetings because of that. So I wanted to show you Meet Geek, and there's also a link for that. And I've got a link to some of these articles. The other thing was, let's see here, there was Meet Geek. Oh, there's Sound Draw. You can create royalty-free music. There's a Lumen, which is a video creation tool that helps you to easily create educational, marketing, or business videos using a simple drag and drop interface. And then Legal Robot is basically kind of what I showed you through ChatGPT, but it's an actual site where you can say, hey, here's a contract. This is confusing. Can you help explain it to me? So these are some of the things that you're going to get in the outline, and I'll stop sharing. I want to give us enough time to have a meditation, since this is kind of like, right? And so when we're like this, we kind of need to calm down. So does anyone have any further? Oh, okay, so Gabby. Okay, so Gabby had to leave, and I'm sorry I didn't get to say goodbye to her, but here we are. And does anybody have any questions after seeing that? Yes, Maud. Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't have a question, but I can imagine as AI develops that it also interferes with our personal style, that it can combine our personal style in writing, speaking with an AI generated text to make it more personal. I think that might be a next step in this process.
There's actually AI where you can write some things and it'll help you write in your own voice. So there's like, it's so crazy, right? So Kelly says, do you have to credit AI for her email? No, because your email was mostly you. I don't think we can't get too caught up in this. If you're doing, like, let's say a blog or an article and most of it is AI, then I would say, this was helped by AI. This was assisted by AI. I would put that in there but it's really, it depends on how you use it. If you're using your own voice and you're using it for research, well, you wouldn't say, I researched this on Google. You would give credit, and you can give credit to those resources that AI has brought up for you. But I wouldn't go too far down that rabbit hole of, oh, I've got to give credit for every little thing, like what Kelly did. I could tell by reading Kelly's email, it was mostly Kelly. I mean, she had this much probably out of this long of an email, right? This much was AI generated to help her. That's different. But if Kelly's entire email was AI, I don't know. That's really up to Kelly whether or not she wants to do that. I don't think you're going to see people giving credit for emails. That's a little bit differently because we're just imparting information in emails and it's just to our tribe. And you're not going to give your tribe anything, I hope, anything that you wouldn't, you know, that you don't put your personal stamp behind. But if you're just like generating blogs or articles just to have content, then, you know, you just have to ask yourself, okay, well, is this something I stand behind, or am I just generating this just because I want content? That's, you know, the second thing. So if you're going to write about stuff, write about what you love and then use AI to help you to improve that. Because AI will also help improve some of your SEO, and some of it won't. Some of the AI that's being generated is not necessarily going to help your SEO. So you really have to kind of be careful of that too. But I agree, Maud, you know, there's going to be that a friend wrote vegan hacktivists transferring with chat. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, great. So I will add this to I'll add this to our resources. Thank you so much, Elena. That was really nice of you. I love that. And if anyone else has articles about AI that they found really interesting or helpful, send them so we can share it with our tribe, because we're all here together learning. That's what this group is about. I mean, wouldn't you agree, Jamie? It's about us all coming together, learning together, and supporting each other. I don't know if you want to say something about that, Jamie.
No, I mean, it's absolutely true. You covered that. That's why we meet, to support each other and learn from each other.
And grow together, right? We're all going to make mistakes together.
Yeah.
You know, but I really don't think for Kelly that you would say AI help me with this. I mean, so many people, you would be shocked at what you're reading that's AI generated, right? But it's, you know, we're really hypersensitive because we are compassionate, we're ethical, you know, we have integrity. So for us, we stop and we say, well, wait a second, and that's good. We should question it. Always question it. Don't just do things blindly. Go ahead, Kelly.
There's also an element of feeling lazy that I have a hard time getting by. You know, I feel like I'm being lazy and I don't like that.
Okay,
And,
let us just stop for a second. And I know Jamie can talk about this too. That is our mindset, right? As women, as solopreneurs, as people who work really hard, we think work hard means that's ethical. If the harder you work, the more ethical you are. No, we live in a time where you don't necessarily have to work yourself to death. You don't have to do everything yourself. You shouldn't do everything yourself. You have to save your creativity, yourself, for other things. So if you're using ChatGPT as an assistant to help you with something, so you're not spending hours doing research, there's nothing wrong with that. Why do we feel like we have to struggle? Why do we feel like if something's easy, then it's bad? That's a mindset, right, Jamie? I mean, that's go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. It's our mindset, you know, and we catch ourselves, you know, like you caught yourself, Kelly. It's like, oh, I have this thought, and that is a mindset. And we can break free from that. And it is just something that assists us. And so actually it makes us really smart, you know, because we know how to use things that make our life and work easier. It's like I was telling Leah earlier, you know, I learned to type on an electric typewriter in high school. And then when computers came out, everybody was saying the same thing. Oh, that's not right. You shouldn't do that because it's too easy and it's too fast and you don't have to use that correcto tape. And, you know, but it was a tool. And I think we need to look at AI as a tool that we use.
Not a replacement.
Not a replacement. It's a tool. We can use it responsibly. We don't need to take on the whole AI, how it's going to affect the whole world. We just have to look at how are we going to responsibly use this as a tool so that we can get, you know, our work done faster, easier. We can reach more people. You know, we can spread the word that we want to easier. There's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. And I love how Maud said that's old energy to think, right? We're going into a new paradigm. And you can see it from like these little Gen Zs. They're trying to push us into that new paradigm. You don't have to work yourself to death in order to have life balance. You don't have to work yourself to death to have money. There's so much money in this world right now, right? Like, look at all the billionaires in this world. There is so much money. We can tap into that energy of it. And work doesn't have to be hard. You wouldn't say, I have an assistant, but I'm never going to use her because I want to do everything myself. You would say, I gave my assistant this, she helped create it, and then I edited it. And now I feel good about it. I feel good about it. So that's in one of the articles I'm going to send. That's what she's saying. Use it as an assistant. Like, this is your assistant. She's in your office with you. Chat GPT, it's GPT. So it's Chat GPT. That is just what they call it, Mary Lynn. I don't know what it stands for. It's OpenAI is the company. That's Sam Altman's company. They're the ones that created this AI bot. They're the ones that collected all the data and have done this. Google's is called Bard. No idea why it's called Bard. And so everybody's going to come out with their own. They have all these funny names for all these AI things. So we've 11:26. So you're going to get all of this in a summary. We'll send out a summary either tomorrow or Friday so that you have these links so you can get started right away. We won't wait until next week to give you all this information. And of course, because I want to also include Elena's article. Thank you again so much for that, Elena. And thank you everyone for this conversation, for the actual, like, it's okay to say, I don't like this. It's okay to say this, I don't feel good about this, because we are all here to support each other and help us through that. And, I wasn't even thinking about copyright with the images, but then, Teresa's like, wow, that is really scary, right? And so that's why we're all here together. What I might not think of, what Jamie might not think of, what Kelly might not think of, somebody else might think of. And then we go, oh my gosh, that's such a good point. That's why we're a community. That's why we're together. Does Apple offer AI? Don't worry, Mary Lynn, it doesn't have to be Apple. You're going to be able to use ChatGPT. That site's going to come up on your iPad. No worries at all. I know it's so scary, right? But I promise you, Mary Lynn, anyone can do this. Absolutely anyone. And just get out there, try it. Just write questions. And I'm going to give you an article about prompts, because how you ask AI to do something helps you get the right answer. So don't worry about that. So let's go into a meditation. I don't know, Jamie, if you want to do the meditation, or if Kelly, if you want to do the meditation.
Oh, does Kelly want to do our meditation?
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Is that a no?
That's a no. I taught all morning, so I'm just
Okay,
resting
all right.
now.
Okay. All right. I will go
Thank
ahead and do the meditation then. So if we all want to get comfortable in a seated position, go ahead and put your hands in gasso.
And may I just interrupt one moment?
Okay.
Our good friend Mel, who comes to these, was in a car accident.
Oh,
Asked that she be put into the healing circle, and we all know her, we all love her. Dee and Lori, you haven't met her yet, but she's a wonderful woman. She's been coming to us for months, and so if we can all put her in this beautiful circle that we're going to create, we really appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry, Jamie.
all right. So we'll start over. Go ahead and put your hands in gasso. Just take a deep breath to relax and release any tension. And set your intention. Let's set an intention to hold healing space for Mel. And any other intention you would like to add today for your meditative practice. Set that now. And now go ahead and place your hands in your lap if you like, hands up or down, whatever's comfortable. And begin by taking a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Pull it all the way down to your belly where it ignites this beautiful light that's inside you. And as you exhale, feel this light fill your body and travel out through your nose, your breath, your skin, into the space around you. Take another breath in, pulling it all the way down to the belly, really igniting that light that resides inside you. And then exhale this light back out through your skin, your hands, your breath. Take another deep breath in. Just ignite that light, pull it all the way down to the belly. And then exhale this light out into the space around you and back to the universe. Now allow your breath to find a natural rhythm. And see your body as this bright light. Every cell is glistening. And you are connected to this beautiful light. You are this beautiful light that extends out to the universe. It encompasses all life, animals, plants. And bring to mind whoever you invited in for your intention. And invite them into this beautiful space that you have created, the space of oneness. Just allow your breath to flow naturally, holding this space. Just hold the space and feel your body relax. Feel the light shine through you, bringing joy and love and compassion. Feel those emotions vibrating within you. Feel the emotions and vibrations of love and joy and compassion go outward to the animals, to the people, to the planet. Give thanks for being able to be here on this planet and on this journey with all the other people and all the other animals. What a gift. And now go ahead and bring your hands back in the Gasso position. Give thanks. But before you open your eyes, set your intention that you will carry in your heart this beautiful space that you have created. And this will go with you throughout the day. And now when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes.
Thank you, Jamie. That was beautiful. And thank you so much to everyone. Lori, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to say goodbye to Dee. She had to leave and we didn't have a chance to say goodbye to her, but it was really nice having you, Charisse and Wilma and Mary Lynn, Elena. Thank you so much for coming. It's so great to see you. Kelly and Maud and Diane and Beth and Liza. Thank you all so much for coming. And Diane, I want you to say hi. And I don't know, Lori, if you can say hi, we haven't heard from you. If not, no worries, Lori, but Diane, love to have you unmute and say hi.
Hi.
And Beth, you didn't get to say anything today. Well, yeah, I guess you did. You asked her one little question, but would be nice to hear. So if everyone just wants, oh, hi. Good to see you. Hi. Great. Oh my God, I love it. And
Make sure you read Diane's blog on the Sarah website. It's amazing, Diane. What a beautiful story. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for shouting that out. And
I
also for-
did. I didn't realize you were her. I just read it last night. Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
so grateful.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you so much, everyone, for coming and for being here. And Jamie, thank you so much again for that beautiful meditation. And so Jamie and I will see you. Hi, Wilma. It's so great to see you. And so we will see you all next week. And
Yes.
we're going to talk about trauma in animals and how to stay positive. So see you all next week.
Bye.
you,
Thanks,
Leah.
everyone. Great meeting.
Oh,
Thank you. Great. Thanks, Jamie.